Welcome to day one of Sleep Awareness Week. I really had this idea that I wanted to do this challenge with you this week so that each day we can look at one small thing you can do or add or start educating yourself so that you can improve the quality of your sleep. Whether you're not sleeping at all or you're just wanting better sleep, all of this can be helpful. Now, for those who don't know me, my name is Carol Richard. I'm the founder of the Sleep Success Academy, and I also struggled with sleep so bad. And so before we start this challenge, I want to say one thing to you. You might think that this is no way going to help you. I know I was there. I was like, oh, yeah, just another tip to try that's not going to work. And I know that just tips don't work. However, taking a holistic approach to your sleep issues can really make a big difference and make you be a better sleeper by you taking control of your sleep. And that's what I want to do this week. I want to give you some tips and tricks and each day look at something different that might help you then discover the root cause of your sleep issues and then give you the tools to start building sleep for yourself because you are the one responsible for making that happen. Our bodies are biologically wired for sleep, but sometimes we get in the way of that by actions, behaviors, mindset, or the state of our nervous system. So we're going to look at all that this week. But we're going to start with day one, which is bringing awareness to your sleep pattern. So each day you're going to have a worksheet. So I have it here, but I also have it on my screen so that I can read as I go along. But if you wanted to print the worksheet, we're going to go through this together. And it's just we want to start bringing awareness to your sleep pattern because sometimes we can't change what we're not aware of. So the instructions, as we look at them, so before you make any change, we need to simply observe. Today focuses on noticing your sleep pattern with curiosity. So I'm going to highlight that word curiosity instead of frustrations. Because when we're sleep deprived, frustration is usually the emotion that shows up the most because we're like, we just want to sleep. But I want you to start this with curiosity and compassion. So, step one, we're going to reflect on last night's sleep. And I always do this by looking at just last night's sleep. We can go like the worst night we've ever had, but it doesn't matter. It's like just reflecting on last night. So take a moment, and if you don't have a journal for this, maybe this is a great way to have a journal for this week or a special binder or a notepad where you can just keep all this together. I want you to take a moment and jot down some observations. So what time did I go to bed? How long did it take me to fall asleep? Did I wake up during the night? And if so, how did it feel? Because I know we talk about this a lot in the Better Sleep community. People wake up through the night and they get frustrated that they're awake. And yet it's normal for us to wake up 4 to 6 times a night. It's just that most people don't notice. But when we're struggling with sleep, we wake up that little second, and instead of going back to sleep, we get frustrated or our mind kicks in, or if we have worries, that is what jots into our mind. So I want you to if you wake up during the night, what are you feeling? What is the emotion? What's the thoughts that are coming in? How did I feel when I woke up? Did I feel refreshed? Did I feel groggy? Did I feel anxious? What are those things? And what's one word that describes my sleep last night? So for me, the word that just popped into my night and my mind was peaceful because I'm now sleeping well. But if I would have done this exercise when I was struggling with sleep, the word probably would have been something like horrible, devastating. Right. And so we're just doing this with curiosity. We don't want to actually get more frustrated, which is hard when we're struggling with sleep, right? But I just want to get curious, right? What time did I go to bed? And then step two, we're going to observing patterns over time. So now I want you to think more than just last night. I want you to go back and just kind of think about it. Is it a typical for me? So when I think about going to bed at say, well, I go to sleep at 9, I wake up at 5. That's me. It's my great routine that I have, and I love that time. But say you go to bed at 10, wake up at 6. So is it typical for you? So do you always go to bed at the same time, or are you flexible with your sleep time? Do I notice any patterns in my sleep over the past week? So is there something specific that happened in the last week? Do I always wake up at 3 a.m.? Do I always have a hard time falling asleep? Do I always wake up groggy? So we're just wanting to be curious, right? Or is there a day or two in there where I woke up feeling really great? And then what was different? Can I pinpoint that out? So I want you to journal today on all of this. And step 3 of this worksheet is a gentle intention for this challenge. So I want you to think as we're moving along in this challenge, what is an intention you can put for yourself? So instead of trying to fix my sleep, because when we try to force sleep or fix sleep, it usually backfires on us. What is it that you want to focus on instead? So being kinder to myself or getting curious or noticing what helps. So what's the intention that you're going to set for yourself as we go through this week? My intention is going to be different than yours, but my intention is to share what I know and what's worked for me and for other members of the Better Sleep community so that you can also get that kind of sleep that you need, right? So my intention is that. What's your intention? Maybe your intention is just learning about your sleep pattern. Maybe your intention is to get 5% better sleep. We don't need to do 100% better sleep, but what would 5 or 10% better sleep mean for you to start with just for this week? And then another intention is like, what one small thing I can commit to today is. So you can commit to writing down your sleep pattern and noticing how you feel before bed. Maybe you can just commit to watching the video. Maybe this is all you can do and you can't actually write anything down. That's okay too, because watching the video will start planting that seed in your mind, right? So this is what day 1 is all about. It's just we're trying to just gather some information on our sleep pattern, on how sleep feels, and what can we do then to change it will come in the next days as we go through this challenge. So there's a little reminder at the bottom. No need to analyze or judge, just observe. Sleep isn't something we force, it's something we allow. So this is a really good kind of quote to end on. Sleep isn't something we force, sleep is something we allow. And maybe I'll end this with, I just had this thought of this little exercise I want you to do. And so I want you to take a fist. So take your hand and make a fist. And so if I'm forcing something, so this is the force versus allow exercise. So when I'm forcing this, I want you to take your other hand and I want you to try to open your hand. And what happens when you try to open your hand using force with the other hand? Most people, you'll find yourself squeezing even harder with your hand. So you're forcing, and it's not easy to open your hand. Okay, so once you've done that, then I want you to still keep your fist and then take your hand and I want you to come underneath it and gently support it. And what happens? Automatically, my hand starts to loosen up. It doesn't open all the way, but it just, it opens. And so this is the same with sleep, right? When we try to force sleep with nighttime routines, with melatonin, with like strict regiment, we're forcing it and it's not working. But when we come in and we support our mind, body, and spirit for better sleep, it usually happens quicker and it's lasting, it's long lasting. So this is day 1. I'm excited for day 2. So day 2, when we look at it's going to be soothing your nervous system, helping your body feel safe and ready for rest. So come back tomorrow and we will see you in the next video.